Good morning, grade 11s, or it's probably afternoon for you because I'm sure you're all sleeping in. I missed you guys. I hope you had a great spring break. I was thinking about how much I miss teaching your class. So you'll see that this morning I posted our final short story assignment project thing. So part of that will go under the writing category, okay, and then the other one will go under speaking and representing. So basically for the fill in the blanks one, okay, is if you utilize that booklet I gave you before you left, that's what I've based this off of, okay? So if you lost yours, I don't have a digital copy, so just kind of do the best you can, or maybe converse with someone else from the class to help you out. But yeah, so there's 27 questions, and it's just kind of, obviously if we were in class, we'd be going over these terms together and looking at stories and examples and doing different things with it. But basically these are just kind of some terms that you should know leaving this unit, and some of them will be familiar from grade 10 or should be. So yeah, more of a terminology assessment. And then the other one for the writing, okay, so you are going to be writing a story, okay, and I know some of you are like, ooh, I don't like writing stories, I'm not good at that, but that's okay, because on the diploma exam that you will write next year, you don't have to write a story, right? It is an option for the first assignment on the diploma, but it's totally a choice. But for this, because we're only really assessing writing and reading comprehension, I just want to have a writing assignment with this unit. But only 1 to 2 pages, minimum you should have a full page, because if you're going to try and develop a character, you need more. If you go over 2 pages, power to you, give her, do what you will. But really just pay attention to the subtleties on how you're going to develop that character, right? If there's dialogue, how they say something, right? Describing how they voice their words, right, will give indications of character, or their actions, right? So in the example I said, if they see a bird with a broken wing and they pick it up and they're trying to nurse it back to health, to me that displays empathy, okay? Or in the story, I just did a story with the grade 10s, The Monkey's Paw, and this author, there's so many ways that they describe character, right? So for example, better let it burn, said the soldier solemnly, right? So describing how he's saying that tells me how he's feeling, okay? So, or with a look of alarm on his face, right? To me that says someone's terrified. So make sure you're using those types of things effectively. So with your story, I highly, as in you must recommend that you start your story in medias res. So basically in the middle of the action or in the middle of the story. So pretend you have created a whole story, but start it in the middle, because I want just an excerpt of 2 pages of your story as if it was in the middle, the meat and potatoes of what's going on in this story. So you maybe want to plan out all the events, but just a chunk that you've in the middle of the action, okay? So have it be engaging, right? I don't want to see any once upon a times. I don't want the end to be and then she woke up and it was all a dream. Oh my God, okay? That really defeats the whole purpose of your story. And I posted a bunch of different links on how to develop character, because remember, I'm marking you on obviously your writing skills, but how you develop character, that's the focus on how you're assessed, okay? So if I can see a strong character, I can pick out their qualities, I can see their development, I can pick out their attributes, right? If I'm reading your story and I can see them in my mind as I read, then I know you've created a successful character. If I'm confused in any way, if it doesn't make sense, I'm not clear on who's who, if there's more than one person involved, okay, that's how you would lose marks, right? But yeah, even if you, on this document you start like building your character, I can give you written feedback or like comment on your own assignment on Classroom. I get those notifications on my phone, so I can look and like give you some feedback. Or if you want to schedule a Google Hangout thing with me, or Google Meet, sorry, any time of the day. No one's really popping in that much from my other classes, so we can schedule a one-on-one if you want to just like sit and chat about your character, like what you have so far. We can look at it together and go over it. But yeah, I do want to see like strong vocab, okay? Like utilize those websites. There's a lot of good information on there on like how to develop meaningful characters, right? Like creating some type of problem and how are they going to solve it, and the way they solve that shows their character, right? Give them a unique characteristic. Think of ways that you want to describe them, right? If you want to base them maybe off yourself, like you know yourself best, or maybe there's a character that you're very infatuated with from a TV show or a book, right? But make sure you're not plagiarizing. Like you can base your character off that person, but you know, if they're like to wear black and go fight crime at night and have an affection for bats, I might question the validity of your character. Okay? But yeah, that's kind of all. So that's kind of what we'll work on like this week, is this assignment, because there's no school Friday. After this, we're gonna do our film study. If it works, I'm gonna post it on Classroom and see if you guys are able to see it. If you can't, then we'll just scrap it, but I hope you can. It's a really good movie. It's not on Netflix, unfortunately, but and I should have most of your stuff marked by the end of this week as well, or like the next few days here. Due dates are still a thing, okay? So if you're handing in things late or not at all, like I'm putting in zeros, and if I don't get around to marking yours, if it's late or not handed in, like I'm still actively marking things for all my other classes, okay? So unless you have a really good reason, like why you're not submitting things or handing things in, like email me and let me know, because my patience is getting very thin with lack of communication or lack of submission of assignments. I'm more than happy to help you, as you know. So if you need that, like let me know and we can schedule a Google thingamajig, okay? And I think that's all I have to tell you today. I'm just looking. Yeah. So I made the writing thing not due till like Monday evening. Okay, so you got lots of time. Like that's kind of what we'll focus on this week. And then yeah, next week we'll like do that film stuff with that. And then we'll be moving on to Lord of the Flies. Okay, so if you are wanting to start reading Lord of the Flies, you can. I would highly recommend you still flag, so that it's easy for you to like go back, because you will have like Google form quizzes, but obviously you can use your book. I can't like stop you from doing that. But if you have things flagged and ready to go, it's going to be a lot easier for you in the long run. Okay? And that is all. Feel free to stop by and say hi in my office hours, because you guys get to see me for these lovely YouTube videos, but I don't get to see you, and I miss seeing all your wonderful faces and visiting with you. So if you have anything cool to tell me about anything, I'd love to hear it. And yeah, that's all. Just me and Judy hanging out. So, you know, see you guys later. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.